good day. Every time I say good day, it makes me want to sing good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. I don't know why. There's always a song in my head. Hi, Bitsy Bitsy boy. Oh, no, you gotta stay down because you're wet. Your little paws are wet. I'll pet you, but you gotta stay down. Okay, so I have no clue where I'm going with this video. Like most videos, I have something on processing that I started processing last night. No, actually a couple nights ago. I'm working on that, and there's several things, but I think they're all related to that. I felt like I was just supposed to start sharing it, and wherever he leads me in this video, I feel convinced that I will find the solution. I will find the answer. I will find whatever it is I'm looking for. A couple nights ago, I was processing another channel that I have. It's called What Your Mama Never Told You. And it's Vanessa and I started the channel back when we were in Michigan. And our intention was, you're shaking this thing, dude. Our intention was to share. Okay, now you gotta get down. You're not gonna get up on me because you're wet. Your paws are wet. I love you, but your paws are wet. You're a wet dog. Yeah. Our intention was to share with the people what your mother never told you. The dog. As a mother, I was going to share, and Vanessa and I were going to kind of do it in like an interview fashion. Then I moved back to Indiana. She stayed in Michigan, then she moved to Indiana. You know, life happens, and Father put the whammy on it. He hit pause. He does that. Drives me crazy. Don't like the pause button for that. In the meantime, Hannah came around and her heart changed. She had her come to Jesus moment. Then I was thinking we need to start doing some videos. Hannah and I did several. I put a couple of videos on that channel. Then I started thinking a few nights ago, man, I need to start working on that channel. Like, this is really good stuff. Really good stuff. Hannah, Vanessa, and I did that video called Evidence-Based Transformation. I think it's a powerful video. The messages that I've got to share, that I've got to teach, they're just amazing. They're gold. I am a gold mine. He told me that years ago, that I was mining for gold inside of me. And I hit pay dirt. I did also in Vanessa and Hannah. I've been processing that channel the last 2, 3, 4 days, something like that. That's what I've been processing, and that's important because when Father's speaking, that's the topic of conversation. So I'm trying to pay attention to what he's saying about that channel in a general way, and then also in specifics. Yesterday, Hannah and Vanessa and I worked on that channel, trying to get more from Father about that. We did an introduction video, and we did another video, and we sat and talked about, I was struggling. I was just really wrestling. Like, what am I doing here? Where you want me to go, Father? What does this look like? What are you trying to say? What do you want me to do? I'm still wrestling with that today. I just don't have clarity, and that's what I want, is clarity. I'm gonna put my glasses on because my eyes are bothering me. I don't know how well this is gonna go with the reflection. I hate the reflection. That's why I don't wear my glasses on camera typically. I don't like the reflection. Okay, got the water drops off of them. See that reflection? I hate that reflection. Gonna have to deal with it for a minute. Maybe the hat will keep the reflection to a minimum. Probably not, but okay. We're gonna deal with the reflection. The video we did yesterday was on toxic femininity. What I'm doing right here is I'm just processing, okay? I'm processing out loud, and you get the privilege of listening to me process out loud. I know what I'm called to do, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that so the general, I know the general, but the specifics, the little bitty details, they're murky, they're fuzzy. And I want the little specific details, not just the general overview. And I've been asking him for that. How's this going to work? What you've shown me, how's that going to work? Well, okay. I did that video yesterday. I can't remember what I called that, manhood. And at the end of it, Father said, it's time to say goodbye. Just say goodbye. So I said, okay, goodbye. Goodbye. And then later that day, I thought, oh, there's some prophetic significance to that. That's just more than me saying goodbye on the video. This is the end of the video, right? I think I'm getting more on that. I thought about that. That was another thing I was chewing and stewing on. Trying to chew that food that I had consumed to digest it. Extract all the nutrients and minerals in my soul body and my spirit body from that spiritual food. Time to say goodbye. And I was like, okay, everything he says has multiple meanings, typically. Layers, different facets of life. Then last night, well, actually this morning, I don't know if it was a dream or if it was in that twilight period of me between being in sleep and I'm waking up, but I haven't opened up my eyes, or it was a vision. I'm not sure, but it was two parts. In the first part, I was saying goodbye to someone in my past. And I was saying, I have loved you, now I'm gonna love me. And the second part was Vanessa sitting at a table, and I said to her, or she said to me, she had seen me say goodbye, and she said, if Father wants that to happen, he'll make that happen. And I looked at that this morning. I'm like, what are you saying? What do you want me to know? Well, everything's connected in Father's kingdom. Everything is connected. That's part of what makes what I do so painful, because it's so hard to file something when it could go in 100 different places. How do you file a note when it's connected to 100 different places if you file it in one place, will you remember where you filed it when you're looking in the other 99 folders? He's so complex. Well, that reminded me of a dream I had. No. It reminded me of something that my spiritual brother, Jeff, said. Has said several different times about this journey that I've been on. He said, if that's Father's plan, then it's up to Father to make that happen. And I've always taken comfort in that, because that's truth. That is absolute truth. And I love that he said that. And I love that he said that way. Very honorable way to say it. But I realized something this morning when I saw Vanessa saying, if that's supposed to, I can't remember how she said it in this little clip, but it reminded me of what Jeff said. If that's Father's plan, then Father has to make that happen. And she was saying it because that's what Donovan was saying. That's what Donovan had said to her. So she was repeating it to me in this little clip, movie clip, whether it was a vision or a dream. It was a little movie clip playing where she was saying, Donovan said, if that's Father's plan, he'll have to make that happen. And Donovan has said that. Donovan has come to that place of okay, if this is what Father has planned, then Father will make it happen. I was reflecting on Donovan, Vanessa, and Jeff this morning, and I kind of had this epiphany. I think about Jeff. This is what it made me think. It made me think, I don't think Jeff was convinced or is convinced that this is Father's plan, what I've shared with him. And I thought that in the past. Jeff doesn't believe it, because it sounds crazy, you know. And I haven't faulted anyone really for not believing it, because, okay, rewind. Years and years ago, and I've shared this on my blog, I think on IamClearlyCrystal.com, and I've shared it in other videos, I believe, that years and years ago, Father said to me, he set a boundary for me, very clear boundary, which I was really grateful for, because it helped me to know what my role was, and it helped me to stay in my lane. He set a very clear boundary. And what he said was, okay, you're a teacher, and you're going to teach the word. You're going to share the truth with the people. It isn't your job to convince them that you're telling the truth. That's Holy Spirit's job. He's our convictor. See? It's his role to convict and or convince the people of the truth, which took all the pressure off of me. I don't have to convince anybody. All I have to do is present the truth. I'm a presenter. I present the material. Then it's up to Holy Spirit and that person to co-labor together to be convinced of the truth. And then it also set me free of, I don't have to convince me of the truth. I don't have to sit there and beat my head against the wall trying to convince myself of any truth, because that's not my job. My job is to look at the truth and co-labor with Holy Spirit to allow him to convince me of it. And sometimes I start out and I'm 100% out. I'm not convinced at all, not even 1/10 of 1% of the truth. But I say to him, I'm open-minded, got an open heart, I'm willing, humble. Hey, okay, if you're saying this is true, then convince me. Convince me 100% that that is true. Because I'm not convinced. And then we work together, because what I've found over the years, just by my own experience, that when I'm not convinced, there's lies and deception in my mind that I am convinced of. I have to remove that lie, and then the truth, and exchange that with the truth. So I co-labor with Father, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, and they remove a lie and replace it with the truth. And then we just keep doing that and doing that and doing that. And I'm buffering, downloading. Start at 0%, and then I'm at 10%, 30%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 99%, 100%. Now I believe 100%. It's a computer. I say that all the time. The computer is a picture of our minds, of how our minds work, soul and spirit. I learned that teaching those truths years ago. Father taught me that. Stay in your lane. Holy Spirit's job is to convince the people, to convict them, not yours. You present the truth, and then leave it. Set it on the table, and if they want to eat it, of the fruit of the truth, they will eat it, and they will consume it, and they will decide whether they like it and want to accept it and enjoy it, or reject it and go, no thanks, I don't like it. That eggplant sucks, right? Also in me, I haven't had that. I can't convince myself of the truth. I can't do that. That's not my job. I just have to be open and willing to receive the truth. Love that. Love that. I was thinking about that this morning, and then it made me think about Jeff, and I was like, I want to convince Jeff of the truth. Not necessarily, not by telling him, because I've already told him. We've had this discussion for oodles of years about all these crazy prophetic things Father has been saying to me for years. Jeff and I have been talking about it for 10 to 15 years. And I've shared it, bits of it, and it's never been his conviction. The things that Father has said about me, not through, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. Not bad at all. But what I realized this morning was, my thoughts have changed, and my feelings have changed as I've gone through this purification process. And now I've said goodbye to the past. I've said goodbye to that. It's done. It's gone. And now I'm on this side, and I'm looking at it and going, okay, the people are coming. I know it. Father's going to make this happen. I don't have doubts anymore. I'm 100% downloaded. I'm 100% convinced. He's going to do what he promised me he would do. I'm just looking, waiting on him to make it happen. But I want to convince the people now. And that ties in with, it connects to where I've said, okay, in my video titled Processing, and I also discussed it in the video titled Full Circle, where I felt like for years now, and the only people I've shared it with, I think, are the girls. Bobalicious, Mama Nessa, and Hannah. Until I shared it on the video. I don't think I'd shared it with anybody else because it just sounded too crazy. It just sounded too crazy. I kept thinking, I gotta be wrong. I gotta be wrong. I gotta be wrong. Like, he's really not saying that to me. But I felt like he was saying, in the new era, I'm going to remove what I've given the people all along, in that it's, in part, it's the wealth transfer. In a spiritual vein, little bit. He's poured out his spirit upon all flesh. And people are interpreting what he's saying wrongly because they're interpreting with their flesh. They're using and abusing his spirit. So he's going to remove that and give that to me. Because going through the wilderness with the bride, they're not going to be able, they don't have the strength to deal inside with the demonic attack, that's persecution that's coming. I shared that in dragonflies, the dragonflies. I truly believe the people are going to be experiencing a level of torment and torture that I went through when I was trapped in hell with the dragon. They can't do that on their own with Holy Spirit. It's too much. It's too much. I didn't think I'd make it through. And I had close to 20, no, it was over 20 years. I was moving close to 30 years when that started. I would say that started in 2017, so I would say 25 years. Good solid 25 years. Working, exercising, working out with Father, Son, and Spirit. Exercising, building strength. I had been so purified already, and then he threw me in there like Joseph in the prison, in hell, in the fire. I walked into the fire when I gave my heart to Christ all those years ago, and then the fire just, I was like the frog. They turned the water on. You know, they put the frog in the water, and then you turn the heater on, the burner on, and it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter. I never stepped out of the fire. I got in the fire, and the fire just got hotter and hotter and hotter until 2017. In the fall, the fire just got unbearable. Immeasurable pain and suffering. Immeasurable. It took me at least 25 years of solid working out with him to be able to endure that. The people don't have that. It's a fast track. It's a shortcut. So I'm the shortcut. I'm going to walk the people through that. I've already been through it. I know it intimately. I feel pretty solid on that's what he's saying. This morning when I was thinking about Jeff and how I appreciate so much that he would say that if that's Father's plan, then it's up to him to make it happen. So true. So true. But I believe that he wasn't convinced himself, which is fine. Which is kind of funny, endearing, and makes me love him even a little bit more, because he was being so honorable toward me. He wasn't saying, oh, that's not Father, that's not going to happen. He always just stood on, if that's Father's plan, then it's up to him to make it happen. He wasn't discouraging me. He was encouraging me and being neutral. I love that so much. It was so honorable of him. So honorable. Makes me love him even more and appreciate him even more. And I have told him I appreciated that he was honorable toward me all along. And I thought that he was not convinced. And I've known that all along. I've known that. All these things I knew. But this morning, something about that, him bringing that up, was just another piece of love in my heart or something. The way he's been so honorable toward me through that whole thing. But it made me think, I want to convince the people now. And how I want to do that is with evidence. It's evidence-based transformation. I want to give the people evidence that all these things that I have been speaking of, prophesying for years, I want to give them evidence that they all came to pass. They all became true. Because that would be me working with Holy Spirit in tandem to convince the people. It would be the Spirit convincing the people through me, because I have the evidence. How fucking cool is that? I love it. I think that's what he was saying to me this morning. They're gonna listen to you because you're gonna have the evidence to back it up. Like, he's gonna back me up. I've said that before. Oodles and oodles years ago. Like, we're talking 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, at least 20. I've been saying, you gotta back me up. If these things are true that you're saying, you've got to back me up. You've got to back up my teaching. Whatever I teach, you have to back it up. I need your power to back it up, because they're not just going to believe me. Like, why would they do that? There's so many liars out there lying. I want the evidence. I want the proof. I want the power. I want the authority. I want you to give it to me. He's going to do that. But it was cool this morning because I was like, that's the first time that I can remember where I was like, I want to convince the people. Always before, I knew it wasn't my job, and it isn't my job. It's Holy Spirit's job. But knowing now that I am going to convince the people, because of the proof that I have, the power that I have that's coming, it's going to back up everything I've been saying all these years. It's going to be evidence. Because I obeyed him all those years, and I didn't try to convince anyone of any truth on my own power, in my own strength, because I didn't have it anyway. But I didn't try to control people, usurp authority, power trip people, manipulate people, bully people, gaslight people. I didn't do any of that toxic stuff to try to convince anybody of the truth. I merely obeyed him. I presented what he said to say, and then I left it there. Set it on the table. You can accept it or reject it. Didn't get mad and blow up at people whenever they rejected it, I just obeyed him. I gave everything I had. I put everything on the table. I lovingly talked to people. I would correct and discipline in the places where I needed to do that with my children. My children were different. I did correct my children. I did speak harshly with my children. But out in the world, I didn't do that. I just obey Father. I merely obeyed him. And he's going to bless me because I did that. He's going to bless me. And now I understand the spirit part of it a little bit better. It's that wealth transference. It's taking those gifts, that gift away from the people and giving it to me. Because I didn't use and abuse my spirit guide, Holy Spirit. Where people in Christianity have been using and abusing him. They've been hearing but not listening. They've been seeing but not understanding. They've not been obedient to what the Spirit is saying. They're twisting and perverting what he's saying to build for themselves, not to build with him, which is what I did. I was thinking before I started this video how much I've changed over the years. I remember on the blog, when I started the blog, I didn't really talk about what I was going through behind the scenes. I kept it shallow. And Father did that on purpose. He wanted me to, I've been hidden. And he wanted me to stay hidden. And he wanted me to slowly rise up and share bits at a time. And I started doing that. I don't think I shared much at all in the year 2022. I think I started sharing more about the prophetic stuff behind the scenes that was happening in 2023. I think that's right. And I had to work on that because I was like, oh my, this is a whole new level of crazy, you know? I'm sharing with the people the things that he's telling me that I have no proof of, no evidence of. That was stretching me outside of my comfort zone. It was exercising muscles to make them stronger in him, to exercise and utilize his strength, to acknowledge that I was weak, I was vulnerable to be attacked. I had no power and control. Whatever Father was telling me to do, I had to do it, even at the expense of myself. Looking crazy, sounding crazy. And I wasn't so concerned that I looked crazy or sounded crazy to the people, because I'd already dealt with that for so many years. But it was just that I don't have any power or control over that. I didn't have any power of control over that. It was all about me, my perception of me. You look foolish. Maybe you are foolish. Maybe this isn't real. So many doubts, you know. Working through all of those things. So I'd work through that, share a little bit more on the blog, work through that. Sometimes I would work through that, then share it, then work through it again and in different ways, until finally I just didn't care. I was free to share anything and everything that he was telling me to share without the confines, the constraints of my flesh. I was saying goodbye to my flesh. And being covered by Christ's perfect flesh. Which is what I've said goodbye to in the past. I've said goodbye to the flesh. And now I'm saying hello to his spirit. Hello to his spirit. think that's what this video was for. That's what he was saying this morning. I'm saying goodbye to my flesh. And I'm saying hello to his spirit. Makes me think of Dr. Caroline Leaf. Spurt. Her accent. Spurt. It's time for the spirit to come, for me, to back me up, to give me the evidence, to give everybody the evidence so I can present that evidence to the people. Because with the What Your Mama Never Told You channel, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know how to separate. It's so hard for me to separate things out because they're so connected, intertwined, intermingled, tangled together in Father's kingdom. It's so difficult to separate them. So the What Your Mama Never Told You channel, I was thinking, okay, we're going to do motherhood on there. We're going to do sisterhood. So me and my relationship with Vanessa, me and my relationship with Hannah, my relationship with the sisters together, how I parented them, who I am as a mother and how I've mothered them, how I had to mother myself. Father and I worked together for a lot of years to heal me. And then how I brought healing to Hannah and Vanessa. All about motherhood in every direction. And then sisterhood, because Hannah and Vanessa could do videos together sharing how they went from a toxic sisterhood into a positive, healthy sisterhood, and how me as mother brought them as individuals into that place and then connected them together to be healthy and have a healthy relationship with one another. It just seems like an incredible channel, all that content, all that teaching, and then also about femininity, going from toxic femininity to being a virtuous woman, classy lady, femininity Father's way. So it's all about womanhood, motherhood, sisterhood, anything female, gender related. But it's so intertwined and interconnected with me on my I Am Clearly Crystal channel because it's just all connected. I don't know how to separate it out. There's always going to be overlap. And I'm not sure how to make that happen, how to sort that out. It feels like it should be one channel, but it feels like it also should be separate channels. I want a channel for Hannah and Vanessa to be able to sit there and have their conversations and do a video without me. Also, Bobalicious could come on there and they could do videos together as well. Those things I'm trying to sort out. That's how it kind of connected with the spirit and the wealth transfers, transferring that spiritual wealth that people have used and abused all these years and don't deserve. But I have been righteous and obedient versus their unrighteousness and disobedience, how they've been doing it in the flesh, and I've been doing it with the spirit. So I get to get the gift of the spirit, and I want the spirit 100%, and I'll pour it out how I see fit, my way. I don't like that the spirit is divided among all the people. It needs to be united. She needs to be united, which is why I want all of the spirit. Bring all spirit together right here. So those are the two things I'm processing today. I feel good about the spiritual aspect. Holy Spirit. I'm just getting more and more concrete on that. Firmer, more solid, more secure, immovable about that. and why that is. Numbers of reasons why. But then I'm still working on the What Your Mama Never Told You channel, integrating all of that stuff together. How do I keep that separate from I Am Clearly Crystal? Because it's going to overlap. It's going to overlap. I'm not really sure what Father wants me to do with the channels and the blog. I need him to bring his spirit. I need Christ to appear, the truth. So it's crystal clear to me because I am clearly crystal. I used to say to him when everything was fuzzy, I'd say, I am clearly crystal. Crystal is clear. Clearly crystal. You've been saying that for years, so make it clear. Don't make it like mud. I don't like the mud. I can't see. I want to see clearly. We're getting there. I'm going to ask and see if there's anything else that I'm supposed to know here. So give me just a minute. Father, I can't say that my teapot has been poured out and is completely empty. I feel a little bit discombobulated this morning. Things just aren't clear, and I need them to be clear. Is there anything else you want me to say on this video? Is there anything else you want me to know while I'm on this video? He's going to make it clear. Crystal clear. He's going to make it clear to me. Okay, well, sometimes I just feel a little foolish for putting this stuff online. It just seems so, this whole video, okay, let me just say that. Father, this video seems so discombobulated because my brain is there this morning. But I feel like you want me to post this video. Do you want me to post this video? I'm feeling like I just don't feel clear. I don't like that muddy feeling that my brain is in. What do you want me to know about posting the video, even though I feel like this video was in every different direction? That's how the mind works. It's just processing. People are getting the privilege of seeing me sort out issues in my brain, in my mind. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something good about that. What do you want me to know about the fact that people are going to watch me wrestle through processing things that are puzzle pieces that I can't fit together on my own? And I'm sorting thoughts. What do you want me to know about that? Wow, that's important to do. There's a lot of people that don't do that. That's true. There's a lot of people that don't think deeply and don't try to connect the dots. They don't listen. They don't try to understand what he's saying. This is what sets me apart. Okay, well, there you go. Okay. Holy cow. Just blew a breaker. This is like a behind the scenes video. You know, when you watch like a channel and they always have the production, the sound is crystal clear, it's, you know, HD image. They clip, they trim, they cut, they paste, it's just this beautiful production. People say in the comments, I love this channel, your editing is the best, you know, the camera doesn't shake, you know, you don't have that horrible music playing in the background. Thank you. Please stop playing the music in the background. We don't need that. It's a distraction. Stop it. Stop it. Just let the video be. So they have this production, right, that they put together in their video. But then there are the behind the scenes videos that they might put together, or like a director's cut. My favorite movie is Pride and Prejudice with Elizabeth Bennet in it. No. Yes, Elizabeth Bennet is the character's name. Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley is the one with Keira Knightley. Love that one. And I used to have it on DVD or CD. I don't remember how. DVD. It was, never mind. I used to have that, and I had the director's edition cut where the director would talk. So you play the movie and the director is sharing the behind the scenes things. I love the behind the scenes things. I love that. I want to see what's real, what's going on behind the scenes. And Father was just saying, this is a behind the scenes video. These videos where I'm just processing what's going on in my mind is actually a behind the scenes video. You're getting to see what's happening in here behind this veil, the body here. That's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. Now I see a little more value to this. For me anyway. Puts a good spin on it, a good light, you know? You're getting to see how I process and how this played out in the future when the people come and this happens and there's evidence to prove that what I've been saying all these years is true. It's from Father. People can look back at all those things I said and watch me, at least a small portion of that walk online, watch me walk through it and how I arrived to that place. It's valuable. I'm doing something good. Look at me go. Wow. I'm so proud of myself. I'm just running the program. Just running the program. Why do bears poop in the woods? Because they can and they live there and they do. Like, bears are just doing what bears do. I'm just doing what I was created to do. I'm running that program. The software, the hardware, it's all a spinning all the time. Lots of tabs open. Okay, well, okay, let me ask. Father, is there anything else you want me to know while I'm on the video? Is there anything else you want me to say while I'm on the video? Or is my teapot empty and not being poured out? Okay, I'm done. That feels good. All right, there you go. There's another behind the scenes video of how I'm processing and working my way to figure out what in the hell he's saying. What does he want me to do? I'm not sure. I'm sorting 24/7. There you go. Now you know.